Welcome to the premiere edition of Visions of Innovation, the brand new video series from eSchool News TV. Watch this show and you'll meet some of the field's most fascinating EdTech visionaries, the people working today to shape the education and technology you'll use tomorrow. It's exceedingly appropriate that we begin this video series with two innovators acclaimed in knowledgeable circles as visionaries of visual learning. Our guests today are Andrew Schlessinger, CEO of Library Video Company, and Tim Beekman, President, Safari Video Networks, a division of Library Video Company. Together, they are transforming the way schools and teachers deliver visual content, and more importantly, the way students acquire knowledge and enhance their achievement. Tim, how would you define digital media management, and why is it important to school districts?
Without a doubt, when you talk about instruction, especially today, it's about documentation, proof of the process, and not just from the concept of, we've met this standard, we're trying to get this across to our students, but reinforcement of those things that you're not good at. And with a video-on-demand style system that we do, you have that ability. Without the management, you don't know where that's at. Secondly, I think from a technical standpoint, and this is very important, is that technically, it has to work with the IT department. All the other phases of the integration of big networks in schools, whether they're slow networks or whether they're fast networks, really doesn't make a difference. So we see all those pieces coming together. The hardware, the content, the management of that content, the integration of that content, and without a managed system that manages down to the user level, like with an LDAP configuration, it just doesn't make sense.
And Andrew, why did you decide to buy Safari Video Networks?
Well, Safari Video Networks is a number of things. It is existing technology that was very exciting, and not only was Safari in 3,500 schools, but it came with a commitment from Tim Beekman to make visual learning in schools the best it could be, utilizing the practical constraints that we have in school districts today. So we bought Safari Video Networks and merged our operations so that we could deliver Safari's high-end video networking systems, their video-on-demand solutions, and create a product that was accessible to every school district, and that's the evolution of Safari Montage.
First Andrew, then Tim, could you tell us what exactly is Safari Montage, and what was your thinking as you were developing it?
Sure. Well, there was a lot behind Safari Montage. From a technology perspective, we did not want to stream content over the public internet into schools that had T1 connections, which is where the majority of schools were 3 years ago and where the majority of schools are still today. Now, of course, we're just about at a point where that's starting to break through, but most of our big urban districts still are constrained by T1 connections. So we knew we couldn't stream over the internet. That wasn't practical. You'd bring down their T1 connection. Yet visual learning was so important that we needed to develop ways to overcome that. So Safari Montage at its core is a video-on-demand system that is hardware-based with a server in the school when they have a T1. When they don't have a T1, it's another story. If they've got higher bandwidth, we can put the server at the district. From a curriculum perspective, we wanted to make certain that we had a vast library of highly utilized and highly effective educational video, segmented so that teachers could access with ease the titles and the segments that they wanted. And so from a perspective of producing content, distributing others' content, and understanding the technology, we wanted to put that all together in a turnkey solution that we knew we could deliver in a way that worked and not rely on any variables that we couldn't control.
From a design perspective, we had to look at that it had to work in a single building or a district model, that we had to address low bandwidth, high bandwidth, without changing the number of users that could access the system, what we were doing with the system. So from our perspective, we also had to look at what a school needed. And they needed high quality video. They needed high quality audio. They're putting in projectors, they're putting in whiteboards. So we wanted to make sure the video quality was high, the audio quality was high, and that they had traditional media functions. Pause, play. They didn't want to see a bar that said buffer. They wanted to be able to play the video, search to a point in the video, access the video, search to another point. And those were all things we looked at from a technology design perspective.
How is Safari Montage different from some of the other approaches that are out there?
The key here is that in order to control the video, to have reliable access to the video, and to have quality video that can blow up to a large screen, as Tim mentioned, it has to be encoded at a high bit rate so that teachers don't have to turn the lights out when they put the video up on a large screen and lose half of their students. And it couldn't affect their networks, so that if their external network is a T1, you know that you can't stream in that environment over the public internet. And even in a high bandwidth environment, you want to control your content from a wide area network perspective, from the district's head end. So our product is different than a streaming product in that we're giving the district more control over their video, and in doing so and utilizing hardware, there's far more that they can accomplish with that video.
Well, one of the things that you're known for is the digital media management. And how would you define digital media management for those who are not aficionados of this sort of thing? And why is that important to school districts?
Well, digital media management is something far different than video on demand. And what digital media management means for a school district is that they can control all of their digital media assets, including video, and deliver those assets to the schools, the teachers, have every student access all of the material that they are licensing or creating. So when a district creates teacher training video, professional development, and wants to disseminate that content out to the teachers, right now they need to duplicate it on video or DVD, and to send that out through a physical medium. The alternative is to simply send that out electronically, far less costly, and also giving you far more management over the process.
Especially for large districts with the cost of gasoline going up constantly, and so that's a great savings, I imagine.
Well, when you put in a wide area network digital media management system, the return on investment is almost immediate in terms of the savings.
Well, what do you think the long-term impact on education is going to be from visual learning, video on demand, and digital media management?
Oh, it's significant. The capability now of a district to take segments and take those video segments and embed them into their multimedia lesson plans, deliver them to every teacher in the district, is so significant. And so they're able to engage students with video technology that is so important today. As you know, students are really getting their information in so many ways through a number of screens in their lives, and the significance of actually being able to intersperse video segments along with all other forms of media has had an incredible impact in the schools where we've delivered Safari Montage.